Netflix might add ads after shock, stop, shut them down, open up.
Chop.
Oh, yeah. No, I don't know. That headline really reminds me of that song for some reason. Okay, first of all, yesterday we talked about Netflix. I think it was the head story.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, where Elon says that like they're too woke. That's why they're losing subscribers.
And then also just the drop and the increase in price and the increase in competition.
Oof, down 41% now.
The one thing we didn't talk about yesterday was the password sharing. And because I've talked about it in the past, but I realize it's come back up now. Mm-hmm. And it's worth talking about now. Because Netflix basically put some blame on that. They said things would be different if 100 million people weren't sharing passwords.
Yep.
You're both password sharers.
No.
You're not.
I'm not a password sharer.
Really?
Yeah.
I thought you were.
No, I mean, I have like a family account. I have the same account you do, which is like 4 devices.
Right.
Can stream at the same time.
Oh, okay.
So I just have 4, like I gave my mom my password. I gave my...
Sounds like you're sharing passwords.
But one household.
Well, that was aggressive.
You best know. One household.
With the tip of the hat.
Don't call me a password sharer.
Oh my god, that felt like a physical attack. That felt like a threat. Shout out Patrick.
Well, you
Appreciate
offended him.
Did you know what I'm talking about?
I felt it.
That was rigid.
Hey man, no, it wasn't.
Did you get it on camera? Did you cut? Oh.
Well,
I was really paying attention.
He was on. You got the with the eyes as well, right? He had lasers coming out of his eyes as well when he hit me with that.
Yeah.
I don't care if you share passwords, by the way. I think
no.
Netflix is suggesting that 100 million people are. You realize how significant that number is?
Yeah.
That's like, I don't know how many customers they have. It's probably like half or maybe a third of their customers.
But is there a family plan?
Shout out Ruaman.
There is? No?
Well, I kind of treat mine as a family plan. Like I don't have
Mo
4
created
devices.
his own family plan by password sharing.
But that's the intent, right? Like, who's streaming 4 different devices at the same time?
Well, I think
I
think it's more along the lines of like, I'm not going to get an account for my 10-year-old. I think it's adults.
Oh, I see.
Right? Multiple adults. That's just not, that seems more.
But at the same time, it's
I don't care. I think it should be allowed.
At least he's doing it in one household. I think that matters.
But they should just call it that. They should just call it a family plan then. So that everybody's very clear on how they're supposed to use it. Because it is a bit, it's conflicting at the moment.
Right.
So like for me, the profiles are just children essentially. Like they couldn't pay for it. They don't even have credit cards. Yeah. So I think that's how Netflix envisions the typical scenario. Now, brothers, sisters, parents, and it gets extended quickly.
Yeah, but could you imagine if I was paying like $50 from my house and like everybody got their own account? That's crazy.
I don't like it.
Yeah.
I don't like it. Shout out White B68 and shout out Rue again. Go to it. By the way, we just got an update. Apparently Square, Etsy, and Shopify just went down. And is there some sort of, is it true?
Shopify
are we checking right now? It doesn't look like it's down to me. It's working where we are at the moment. So
do they mean down? I hate to say it, but down in stocks, is that what they mean?
Do you hate to say it, Mo? Do you hate to say it?
Yeah, it's dropped 4%. It's a drop, but not like
Mo does not hate to say it. He means down like that? Is that our show now?
I don't know. Is that
what happened to our show now?
Oh,
stocks go up, stocks go down.
Yeah. The up is up and the down is down.
Okay, get a Shopify. Like, none of this surprises me, though. Like I said,
Shopify has been taking a hit for a while.
Well, but it's the same thing I was saying yesterday. It was the same thing I was saying about Netflix. Big picture stuff. Big picture stuff.
People are going out.
It costs money to go out.
Yeah.
And you don't have unlimited money, so you can't be shopping as much online if you're out.
Yeah.
So,
But this isn't necessarily a bad thing for these companies, because that means they will correct once people stop going outside. Like, it'll come back to a balance. Wouldn't you agree? Like, people right now,
Yeah.
they're gonna go outside, whatever it's gonna cost them, and they'll find ways to save money in other places.
go ahead, Mo.
You're really hitting him hard today. You're gonna get punched like Mike Tyson and that dude.
Oh, God.
That's where physical distance comes in.
Yeah, that's why I can't reach
Yeah,
you.
that's right. That's right. That's where physical distance comes in. And then, like, how different it is if somebody is prodding you or bugging you, and the body language of standing over top of somebody, what we were talking about earlier, or the body language of like a stare down when they're going to actually fight and they're nose to nose, and how the aggression just has to go up because of proximity. It's interesting.
Yeah.
So in other words, me and Mo, he's completely calm. We've created this set in such a fashion. And no matter what happens,
Yeah.
even when he holds his finger up at me like this with the laser beam eyes,
Distance.
I do not share my password. Anyway, the streaming service reported a loss of 200,000 customers in the first quarter of 2022. The stock plummeted. We talked about it yesterday. And one way, I guess, to increase revenue that hasn't already happened for them is ads. That would be weird. On Tuesday, the OG streaming giant announced that it is losing subscribers for the first time in a decade. 200,000 fled the platform, which went from 221 million paying members to 221.6 this quarter, 221.8 to 221.6. Analysts had expected it to gain more than 2 million. Oof. Following the release of the letter, Netflix's stock tanked. Share values dropping by more than 30%. Most of the Netflix competition also faced dips in their stocks, for the record. Disney fell by more than 5%. HBO Max's parent company by 4%.
Well, this follows your line.
Big picture.
Yeah.
Big picture. In addition to the possibility of new limits on logins, Netflix might end up doing something else it's never done, showing advertisements. One way to increase the price spread is advertising on low-end plans. Well, we talked about this before. Shout out, Bobby.
Have we?
Those who have followed Netflix know that I've been against the complexity of advertising and a big fan of the simplicity of subscription. But as much a fan as I am of that, I'm a bigger fan of consumer choice. I agree with this. Tiers, man. Offer tiers, real tiers. Not like $20 or $15.
Yeah.
And don't make me screw up my resolution. But if I'm willing to watch ads and you can somehow subsidize the cost, choice is fantastic here. The internet works that way almost everywhere else.
Well, they would essentially be replicating YouTube's business model.
Well, as YouTube and others have attempted to take from Netflix, they got to take something from those other guys.
Yeah.
The internet has changed a lot. You think about the landscape when Netflix first started streaming and how terrible everything on YouTube was. It's not anymore.
No.
And so now you got to, the number of things competing for your attention, you got to compete in every which way. Same reason YouTube has to do shorts. You don't want to watch it? Okay, don't. But they can't sit around while, this huge group of people is over here or migrating from their platform because it is the thing that they want. Go ahead, Will.
Yeah. I agree that there should be tiers, but I think the challenge is to figure out the balance between how much it's going to cost and how many ads and all that stuff. But yeah, with what you're saying with like the resolution, no, just give it full resolution, 4K. You know? Leave it alone.
expensive,
It is
man.
expensive. And so here's the thing I'll say about that, and I'm with you.
Yeah.
Here's the thing I will say about that, and it's not an exact comparison because in the case of YouTube, it's mostly watched on mobile, whereas my experience with Netflix is mostly on a bigger display
Okay.
where resolution matters more. But YouTube started cut back on that res. I'm not saying they don't make it available, but you got to click.
Yes.
You go, you click.
You have to change it.
And they change the way you see it, so you don't just pick the highest. They're like, oh, slightly better. They know what they're doing. And it is cost related. For sure it's cost related.
Yeah.
It's data related. It's a lot of other factors. But I just feel we need to do something right now because of where we're at in this story and in this conversation. And we need clarity in this department. We got to go to Netflix and see what the actual options are right now and then come up with what our ideal
Right. Me and Will were talking about this.
setup would be. And if and we can also guess because we roughly know advertiser CPMs. We can roughly guess what an ad-supported service would cost. Can you just switch to US? Yeah. Wow, they have a really comprehensive plan and pricing site. This is interesting. Okay, here we go. We're in the US now. We have basic, standard, and premium. And this is the monthly cost in United States dollars. $9.99 for basic, $15.49 for standard, and $19.99 for premium. Screens you can watch at the same time is 1, then 2, and then 4.
Yep.
Number of phones or tablets you can have downloads on is the same. 1, 2, and then 4 at the $20 premium. Unlimited movies, TV shows, and mobile games. Imagine who's doing the gaming on the Netflix anyway.
Have you not seen?
No, I've seen.
Yeah.
I've seen, but I want to know who's doing. They all get that. They all get laptop, TV, phone, and tablet. HD doesn't come in until $15.49. $10, I can't get HD. I can't get HD for 10.
Not here, you can't.
And UHD or 4K or whatever, 3840 by 2160 kicks in only at the $20 price. Now you see the way they reference this. They are saying number of screens you can watch at the same time.
Yeah.
You see the phrasing? It's very interesting, isn't it?
Yeah.
They don't want to encourage. What do they envision you watching at the same time? You have your tablet with one thing, your TV with some... No, they know damn well, but they don't want to say it.
Because it sets a precedent to share.
And encourages it.
Yeah.
Like imagine if that said number of people in the household that can watch at the same time. Or what about just number of people, number of users that can be watching at the same time?
Right. That's even more
encouraging. This is all dumb. The premium should be called family. It should be called family.
And then what is a standard couple?
No. They should do it by how many people are going to use it.
Right.
And it should be less per person. It's like everything else. You're buying in bulk.
Yeah.
You pay less per person.
Okay, so what does the...
And this HD goofiness, that's hilarious. You're watching Netflix. You're watching movies.
Right.
You're watching a movie in less than HD in
720?
2020.
Yeah. I mean, that's...
2022?
That's silly.
On a TV? On this TV? Probably not this TV. Any TV. That's such a shame. Nobody likes that. A filmmaker doesn't like that.
Not at all.
So you take that basic, you unlock HD and Ultra HD, and then you put ads. So everyone, they get the resolution, but then it's subsidized by the ads, and then you take $2 off, and it's $7, $7.99.
Wait, the ad one will still cost me money, you think?
You want free?
Yeah.
Oh, you're not getting free with ads. It's not enough. It won't make up for 10.
YouTube does it.
How does YouTube do it?
YouTube is free. I can just go on YouTube, watch a few ads, and watch the video I want to watch.
On YouTube, you watch 3-minute videos and you see 2 ads before it. How often?
Listen, I'm not saying it's the best business model, but like I'm saying...
No. What I'm saying is it's long form on Netflix. You can't be interrupted every 3 minutes.
Well, to be honest, man, the most popular stuff on Netflix is TV shows. It's not very long form.
Okay, so let's say...
it's 20-minute shows.
And then a bank of advertising like TV, no one's going to put up with it.
We were also talking about mid-roll.
If it's free, I think people would.
Oof.
I think it's free, and you got to watch...
So you have a premium show like... Say,
people watch TV before, right?
But they didn't have the internet at their disposal at that moment. And they didn't have a TV service that was ad-free that was in the...
It wasn't an option.
Recent memory. And they didn't have Disney Plus, which doesn't have ads, and it is like $10 or whatever it is as another option. Shout out D-Man. So it's all this package of things going on that have to be considered. The number of ads and the amount of subsidy that I think would be elegant enough to exist on Netflix is going to land you somewhere in the $6-7 neighborhood, I think. The only subsidy is going to supply you on a monthly basis to compensate for the lost revenue, assuming that's what they want to do, is going to be a couple of bucks a month to reach you. It's not major.
Yeah.
It's not a massive overhaul. And the reason you know this is because of CPMs. Their business model has let them approach content that doesn't have to get 50 million views. Right? Their business model has allowed them to get the licensing on a documentary that only 10,000 people are going to watch because of the monthly fee.
Right.
So
Imagine everybody to get access to YouTube was paying between $10 and $20 a month. Imagine the type of content you could make. It's not even close to that when you start looking at CPMs, and certainly when you start looking at global CPMs, which I look at. You might have a CPM in the United States, but you start moving to other parts of the world, those shrink so fast, and it just doesn't become feasible, like Netflix's prices in other regions. Shout out, Ron.
this might be unpopular opinion, but what do you think if it's a free model, it's ads, but the content is limited?
Yeah, I know. I was thinking that too.
Like
You
only
don't
originals.
see you don't see the latest stuff that they make,
Right. Or I would
or
say
some sort of
yeah.
formula with that.
No, I was thinking more like a freemium game. That's like you've played too much. You have to wait half an hour before you can play anymore.
Oh.
Because
No, I don't like that.
No,
you
yeah,
gamify
you've
it?
seen they do it, man.
Yeah.
You've seen them do it.
I would imagine like it could work if there was like, I don't know, the Stranger Things next season.
Yeah.
You can watch the latest, like up to like whatever season it's on, and then the next season you can't watch it with the
Right, like season
basic
4
or
is
light
coming out in
until
May.
you get the next
My
tier.
bad. I said shout out Ron. It's from Gabriel. The currency that he gave was wrong.
Shout out currency.
Oh, that's too good, man. Romanian is the Romanian currency.
Oh, look how colorful that money is.
Oh man, that's too good. That's way too good. Anyway, they're saying the Hulu model, right? That is the Hulu model. Can you bring up Hulu next to Netflix? Because Hulu has the ad supported,
Oh, okay.
right?
Never been on,
With
so-
Amazon.
And they go $6.99 for the ad supported. That's what they're able to pull off. Now their content offering's a little bit different, obviously.
Right.
And they also give you a deal on the yearly, which I think is key. That's clutch. They should all have that. $6.99 a month or $70 a year.
Oh, right.
So you're getting 2 months free.
Yeah.
I like that. Hulu no ads goes up to 13. Hulu Plus live TV with Disney Plus and ESPN Plus, $70 a month. Oof, that goes up quick.
Yeah, but that's a lot.
Is it?
I don't know. It's a lot of stuff that I don't watch, but if somebody,
Yeah, I guess if you have live TV and things like that, but you see how it quickly becomes cable pricing. It quickly becomes what you had before. So if they can come in at $6.99 with ads, that's compelling compared to Hulu at least. That's something. But they definitely got a problem going on here. The way that they're perceived and what they're trying to get from you. They definitely got a problem here. I think loyalty is a good idea. I think yearly discounts so people can't flip-flop.
Right.
And ultimately making content that people think is really valuable,
Right. You can't get anywhere
that
else.
they're willing to pay for. And you might be able to rebound to a certain extent, but I think there might be a slight overreaction going on right now because of those big picture things that we talked about.
Right.
Could be a slight overreaction, but certainly some clarity on this sharing thing or family. Like it makes people, even your reaction, it makes you feel like you're breaking the rules. When you're paying
Yeah,
them
I'm paying
$22
them.
a month, and you're feeling like, am I supposed? I don't know. How can I? It's like, wait, what?
Yeah.
That's strange. You never want a company to be in a position where they're scolding you for paying them.
Yeah.
That's bizarre. You know what that's like? That's like when you're at the restaurant and they're like, one person at the table can't have the buffet unless everybody has the buffet. You ever had that experience?
No.
Because they don't want you to sneak food.
Shout out
Oh,
Marcel.
I
people.
see.
So they go, if you guys are doing buffet, you're all doing buffet.
Right.
It's going to be 25 per like everybody.
Right.
And you're like, but this kid over here does not want to eat the buffet and have 2 bites. And they're like, that's the policy.
Oh, wait, sorry. I have like an all-you-can-eat
Yes.
sushi.
Yes.
Yeah, everybody has to pay whoever's walking
Exactly.
in. Got it, yeah.
It's a similar feeling where in that moment, you're like, you don't even trust me? I'm trying to give you money.
Yeah.
Feel violated.
You don't trust me? I'm trying to give you money. Scenario.